Breaking news from the East Coast as more than 20 people are killed in a pair of mass shootings, more than 50 injured. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, more than 20 people are killed in a pair of mass shootings in Maine, and authorities say more than 50 people have been injured. Plus, businesses in Caney, Kansas look for solutions to the water shortage. And business is booming for our Joplin designer thanks to a bracelet on Taylor Swift.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Breaking news out of Maine as at least 22 people were killed in multiple mass shootings in Lewiston, Maine this evening. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The Androscoggin County Sheriff's Office says they're investigating shootings in at least 2 locations. One is a bar and grill restaurant. The second is a bowling alley. Law enforcement authorities also say 50 to 60 people were injured, though it's unclear how many were injured due specifically to gunfire. Police have released pictures of the gunman, who is still at large. You see him here. A massive manhunt is now underway. Residents are being asked to shelter in place. The Sheriff's Office is also encouraging businesses to lock down or close while they investigate. Some scattered showers in the area. Again, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, we had some showers during the morning hours and then mainly just cloudy skies during the afternoon. It was mild, it was windy. 78 is where we topped out. We started at 67, which is actually our average high for this time of the year. And if we look outside right now, you can see pavements dry in Joplin, pavements dry in Pittsburgh, but that will change as we go through the overnight hours. Look at this band of rain pushing north and east into the region. So we do have showers southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Now where you see the yellows, the rain is a little bit more persistent and continues to backbuild a bit all the way down I-44 toward Tulsa. So we are going to get bands of showers through the overnight hours, lasting into the morning hours. Overnight low right around 65 degrees. And our first freeze right around the corner. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
See you soon. A former prosecutor in northeastern Oklahoma is going to prison for seeking sexual favors in exchange for help with court cases. The defendant in this case is former Ottawa County, Oklahoma District Attorney Daniel Giraldi of Joplin. He had pleaded guilty last year after providing drugs and legal actions that benefited defendants in exchange for sex. A judge today sentenced Giraldi to 2.5 years in prison and 3 years supervised probation after he's released. Under terms of this plea agreement, Giraldi will relinquish his Oklahoma bar license and agree to never hold any public office in the state. U.S. Attorney Clint Johnson says, quote, as a public servant to the people of Ottawa County, Daniel Giraldi disgraced the office of Assistant District Attorney. He had a duty to act with integrity and competence. Instead, he violated the law and the trust placed in him by the district attorney, end quote. The Fort Scott city manager is resigning from his position. Brad Matkin posted this video on Facebook this morning announcing his resignation. He says he'll continue the duties of his role in addition to helping in the transition of finding a new city manager through the end of the year. He didn't give details for his decision, but said it was for personal reasons. His resignation will go into effect on January 3rd. The community of Caney, Kansas is trying new strategies as it battles the ongoing water shortage there. Even businesses in Caney are making adjustments to conserve water. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
Although the day was wet and gloomy, it still wasn't enough for Caney. Pizza Hut is conserving water by using paper plates and utensils, but Sonic workers now mop instead of using the industrial cleaning hose. The managers worry that if the cuts get worse, some businesses could close and people could eventually lose their jobs.
So if we do end up having to close and people have to pursue other employment, they're either going to have to commute or move. And that's obviously not good for the area, for the county, for anybody.
Originally, the mayor, Josh Elliott, ordered all public restrooms to shut down in Caney. However, due to feedback, Mayor Elliott modified the mandate for restrooms to remain open for paying customers only.
Amber, thanks. A Joplin business reports a sales surge of more than 1,000% of one of their bracelets after a star, Taylor Swift, wore one of those bracelets. The 12-time Grammy Award winner wore the accessory on Sunday when she watched the Chiefs beat the Chargers at Arrowhead Stadium. The personalized piece had Travis Kelce's jersey number, 87, on it. Owner Misha Wilson says they're friends with Patrick Mahomes' mother, Randy, and that's how Taylor ended up with the Joplin-made bracelet.
She asked if we wanted to gift anything to Taylor that they would be seeing each other, and or if she did see her. And so we just made it up, sent it to her, and made a little arm stack. She only had one on, so we're hoping maybe she'll wear another one this Sunday with a different saying.
This isn't the first time Swift has impacted the sales of a Chiefs item. The windbreaker the pop star was sporting in her first appearance at a Chiefs game sold out about 30 minutes after being released. Missouri wildlife experts are concerned about a disease among the deer population. Anthony Saviello explains what that means for hunters.
With Missouri bow hunting season well underway, hunters are set to begin prepping for the fall firearms deer season. However, many counties in the four-state area will have to take caution with the deer they harvest.
One of the big changes for deer hunting this year in Jasper County is that Jasper County is included in this year's chronic wasting disease management zone.
According to Francis Skaliski, chronic wasting disease is a death sentence for deer. But deer won't show visible signs until months after infection.
The good thing about chronic wasting disease in Missouri is we have a low prevalence, so the chances of hunters having a positive sample are low.
Hunters who harvest a deer on firearms opening weekend will be required to present a deer at a testing facility. For many hunters in our area, it will be a first, but there is hope that it will also be the last.
Just depends whether we find positives in there after this sampling. If we do, yes, they will be there for next year. If we don't find any positives in Jasper County or in anywhere that 10-mile radius that would touch into Jasper County, then it might be more, then probably it wouldn't be next year. But it just depends on what we find this year.
Reporting in Jasper County, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Deer that are harvested in Vernon, Barton, and Jasper counties on November 11th and 12th will be subject to mandatory CWD testing. For more information, you can visit mdc.mo.gov. Coming up, another big night for high school volleyball as Colgan looks to make their way to hoisting a championship trophy. John's going to have details a little bit later in sports. After more than 3 weeks, the GOP has finally come together to elect a new Speaker of the House. Conservative Mike Johnson of Louisiana got the required 217 votes to take the gavel, something 3 other nominees failed to do. Johnson is a 51-year-old evangelical Christian, former conservative radio talk show host. He's in just his 4th term in Congress. He's also the least experienced speaker in decades. He takes over for Kevin McCarthy, who was removed as Speaker after being targeted by far-right members of his own party. For Johnson, the challenges start immediately as government funding runs out November 17th without a new spending deal. And of course, Israel and Ukraine are desperate for additional aid. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his war cabinet will decide how soon the ground assault on Gaza will begin. Hamas officials say the death toll in Gaza has risen to more than 6,500 people. More than 1,400 Israelis were killed in the Hamas terror attack on southern Israel earlier this month. Reporter Tina Kraus has more now on the war from Tel Aviv.
CBS News has learned Israel is holding off on its ground invasion into Gaza, possibly to allow more time for negotiations to free more than 200 hostages. Children are among them. 9-month-old Kafir and his 4-year-old brother Ariel.
There's no words that could describe how horrifying this is, seeing innocent kids that did nothing wrong except for being in their homes.
At the White House, President Biden said there is no going back to the status quo.
When this crisis is over, there has to be a vision of what comes next. And in our view, it has to be a two-state solution.
While Hamas launches rockets at Israel around the clock, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warns Hamas is doomed. On a military base near Tel Aviv, the Israel Defense Forces showed reporters 46 minutes of gut-wrenching raw footage from the horrific attack on October 7th.
We need to call out the depravity and the horror that we saw Hamas commit and what motivated them.
The IDF says its relentless airstrikes on Gaza are not about revenge, but wiping out Hamas. But thousands of civilians have been caught in the crossfire. Are they the enemies? Asked this man, pointing to his wounded son. The UN says a third of hospitals in the Gaza Strip have stopped functioning.
The hospital have nothing to offer to them, so it cannot be described by words. It's a hell.
And fuel is running out to power generators. Israel says Hamas is stealing the crucial commodity from civilians to use in their rockets, releasing aerial images of these tanks it says contain more than 100,000 gallons of fuel. CBS News has not been able to independently verify the pictures. Tina Kraus, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
The Israel Defense Force says it's using hundreds of hours of raw footage from October 7th to capture images of Hamas members who waged the attack. The IDF is vowing to hunt down every single one of them. A little bit later, Halloween is the time for treats, but we have some tricks from the experts on how to keep your costume kiddos safe this season.
Plus, Mother Nature has some tricks as well as our first freeze just in time for Halloween. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, some scattered showers out there for us today. Also mild and windy. Temperatures upper 70s for afternoon highs. And we do have some additional showers which are starting to roll in across the region. But looks dry right now. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Temperatures still mild. 70 in Stockton, 74 Grand Lake, 72 in Fort Scott, 70 in Parsons. Carthage is sitting at 73. We can go downtown. Our Cornell camera, downtown Joplin, sitting at 73. Visibility at 10 miles. Southerly winds at about 10 to 15. It's going to stay kind of breezy for us tonight. All right, Eastern County. So this last 48 hours, you guys barely had a drop. Not very heavy through Joplin, Pittsburgh. But once you get into our western counties where you start to see the green, these are areas that have picked up at least a quarter of an inch. Some areas upwards of a half an inch. But we are going to get some rain rolling through tonight. You can see the light showers increasing. Kansas and also Oklahoma, where you see the yellows a little bit more persistent across the region. Let's go ahead and take a tour. So rain, light rain, picking up Chanute, Erie, Independence, Parsons, Oswego, getting into Cherokee County. Missouri side is dry. And then more persistent, Veneta, Nowata, over toward Bartlesville. And you can see this band extends down into east central Oklahoma. So we are going to have scattered showers as we go through the overnight hours. This wave is working through, but a much stronger wave is right behind it. And that will start to affect us as we go into the weekend. First off tonight, scattered light showers. Here's 3:30 in the morning. We start the day, a band of showers, most of these out of here by the afternoon. Look at our temps. Back into the mid 70s. So the afternoon tomorrow, very similar to what we had today, mostly cloudy, mild and windy. Tomorrow night, we're going to stay dry. We'll drop back into the mid 60s, but watch this, 6 a.m. on Friday. Very powerful cold front dives in. Along it, we'll have a small little band of showers. We're in the 70s, but our temperatures drop through the 60s, 50s, into the 40s by the time we head into Friday evening, and then the clouds will thicken up again on Saturday as our next little system is going to roll in. All right, rainfall amounts tonight, not a lot. I think most areas, a couple tenths of an inch, maybe a quarter, maybe a half an inch in some spots. Day planner for you Thursday, starting out a little rainy, mostly cloudy, still high temp of 76 degrees, but that colder air is right around the corner. Look at this next system. Showers pick up late Saturday. Look at the snow. Nebraska, we get into steady rain on Sunday. Highs are only going to be in the lower 40s. And then look at this, our first freeze rolling in just in time for Monday, and it stays cool all the way into Halloween. 76 tomorrow, 74 on Friday. Scattered showers Saturday, but Sunday will be the more persistent rain. A high of 44. Great day to stay inside and watch football. 47 on Monday. Halloween, a cool, spooky 51 degrees.
You know the ideal day to stay inside and watch football?
Every day?
Any day football is on TV. That is the perfect day. Thanks, Doug. Hey, trick-or-treaters are going to soon be out in the community, and the Red Cross has some tricks of their own to keep them safe. Make sure costume kiddos are visible. Provide them with reflective tape and or flashlights. Of course, remind them to look both ways before crossing the streets. Avoid crossing between parked cars. Have an adult check out all that candy before eating it. Yeah, I'll check out the candy. And if you have treats to hand out, make sure visitors can see where they're going and keep your sidewalks clear. We have some tips and tricks on our own website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Halloween isn't just about treats. Parents need to be on the lookout for plenty of tricks online when shopping. The Better Business Bureau received more than 200 complaints last year about masquerade costume businesses, which include Halloween stores and websites. Many complaints involve orders that never arrive or are missing items. Make sure you're aware of all the terms and check with the BBB to make sure you're shopping with a reputable business before buying decorations, costumes, or tickets for a Halloween activity. We have a complete list of tips on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Still ahead, high school football players begin tomorrow night. The playoffs begin tomorrow night in Kansas. And Colgan and volleyball prepares for the trip to the state tournament. John Dales has those stories and a lot more. It's coming up next.
Dear Detour. Or buy one, get one for $1. Choose from an Egg McMuffin or sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Only in the app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Colgan High School volleyball is headed back to state. For the upperclassmen on this team, that's no different than what they're used to. In fact, it's all they're used to. The Panthers senior class has made it to state all 4 years they've been in school. Now this comes on the heels of a dominant performance in the sub-state tournament at home this past weekend. Colgan won all but one of the sets in the 3 matches it played. And with another trip to state on the horizon, those inside the program are excited to get back there, but not content with just making it this far.
Our goal is to get to day 2, and it's a different kind of confidence. Last year we thought, oh, we got to the state. This year, our goal is let's play well enough to get into that. I think we progressed really well over the season. Looking from where we started, we've really worked out a lot of our kinks in getting there.
It's really just great. It's such an awesome opportunity, and it's just a great experience. I think that we are at the best that we have been all year, and that we will do great.
The Panthers are just one of 3 of our SEK schools that'll be heading to volleyball state tournaments. They're headed to Dodge City. That's the 2A state tournament. In Class 3A, over in Hutchinson, Neodesha is the 2 seed, Riverton is the 7. The Lady Rams making their 4th consecutive trip to state as well. Pool play starts on Friday at both sites. And it's the first week of high school playoff football in SEK as well. Things get started with several teams playing tomorrow night. That's Thursday. Riverton opens the 2A playoffs as a 1 seed. The Rams at home at 6 tomorrow evening against West Franklin. Caney Valley also at home at the same time. Humboldt plays Cherryvale at home as well. The Cubs are coming off a 7-1 regular season. Over to 1A. Colgan is a 1 seed, undefeated regular season for the Panthers. They begin the playoffs against Pleasanton at home tomorrow. KOAM Sports will be out at several of these games, then across the area again on Friday night. And you can catch all the highlights from round 1 of the playoffs on our 30-minute Friday night football show Press Box that airs on Friday nights at 11 on Fox 14. Over in the NFL, the Chiefs head on the road to face the division rival Broncos this Sunday. The Kansas City defense has yet to give up more than 21 points through the first 7 weeks. Chris Jones and company still feel they haven't played their best yet.
I think our best game is ahead of us. I think building chemistry along the defensive line, having Charles in there, everyone being able to move around. We got Mike Dano who can play 3-tech or bump on the outside. We got George who's getting accustomed to being moved around, and every guy's in the room is interchangeable on the pass rush. So I think it's a plus for our D-line.
That's a scary proposition for opponents of the Chiefs, that this defense, the defensive line in particular, still hasn't been its best yet.
Yeah, they've just gotten Menahue, and who knows what their ceiling might be.
Yeah.
And their offense is going to get better, I think. We'll be right back.
Hey guys! With the 201st Support Battalion, we are proud to salute Terry Collins, a 4-state hero.
When severe weather strikes, you're going to want to stay informed, and you can do that by scanning this QR code. You can do it right now. It's going to take you to the KOIM News Now YouTube page, where our weather team will live stream during severe weather events to give you updated information. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Almost 24 sixth graders today got to participate in a unique art experience at Art Forum's gallery. Those school kids from Jimmy McMillan's art class at College Heights Christian School in Joplin got a chance to go on a guided tour of public art displays in Pittsburgh. They also got some hands-on experience with cutting and arranging glass pieces into holiday ornaments, which were fused in a glass kiln. A lot more fun than just pasting construction paper for that art class.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. It's funny because the weather looks cold out there. It hasn't been yet, but boy, it's been kind of dreary.
It has been a lot of clouds over the past couple days, but temperature is pretty mild. We're going to go back to 76 tomorrow, 74 on Friday. Showers tonight into the morning hours. Showers increase again midday on Friday, and the rain kind of settles in for the weekend, but turning drastically colder as we go into the weekend and early next week. Plus, it's going to be cold, blistery, and raining for high school football Friday.
Yep.
But tomorrow looks okay.
Tomorrow should be fun. The start of high school football playoffs in Kansas. We also have a couple of volleyball postseason matchups in Missouri. Also seeing Riverton head to the state tournament in Kansas. So busy day for us tomorrow as well.
I guess so. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.